Hello good people, how are you doing? Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, asante sana for coming, and please guys, always remember to subscribe before you leave. If it's your second time, thanks for the love. It's story time. Yes, the last story I did was about benefits of crying, and I think we did enough crying on the last video. So today's video, it's a bit sad, yes, because it's my low moments in 2019, but I don't think it's gonna be sad because it depends on how you look at it. Yep, so let's get into it. I'll take you back to beginning of 2019. Yes, I just started my company, and I remember in 2018 when I was doing my plans for 2019, that's goals for 2019, one of the things was to start my own business, and some of the things there was to be like a motivational speaker, not really be, but finally practice, like go to a school, visit a school, and then try to talk to people, motivate them, encourage them, inspire them, make a difference in someone else's life. Yes, so when the year started in 2019, I didn't know that I was going to practice that, like to motivate someone and try to speak life in them, you know. And I didn't know it was gonna happen the way it happened. Again, on my last video I mentioned that last year there was something I was going through that was really tough, but I could not mention. And again, I'm not gonna mention the story, like talk about it, give you details about that story until the day I'll feel like I'm ready to do so. But I'm gonna tell you the lessons that I learned from that story on this video, and also talk to you about now my other low moment which came towards the end of the year. So that was February last year. There's just so much that happened, and there are so many lessons that I learned from there, that sometimes if you want to do something, if you want to make a difference in someone else's life, even if it means you're gonna learn how to be a pastor for them to change, you will have to do that. And I had to do exactly that. Like, there are days, of course, I had to learn how to be a pastor, I had to learn how to be a friend, I had to learn how to be an introvert, you know. I'm not an introvert, so I had to learn how to be that, because when they give you information, they don't expect you to give it to someone else. So there's just so many things that I had to learn that I didn't know I didn't know was coming in 2019, but there's just so much that I had to learn during that particular time. And it was one of those times when I used to just get into my room and cry, not reaching out to any other person, but I used to spend a lot of time next to my bed praying and asking God for direction. And it was just crazy. Like, it's an experience that I would not want anyone to go through. And it was just sad. Whatever it was really sad. And I know I'm pissing you off right now because I'm not giving you all the details, but it's because someone else is involved and I don't want to touch on that for now. Whatever happens on social media is usually different from what's happening on the ground. And my low moment came when I'd gone for a vacation. And I remember even before going for that vacation, that's when I got my first sponsorship? I'm not sure, but I got treatment from Rapunzel Hair Fair. Yes, that the video that you're seeing guys on the screen. Yes, I went for that during that particular time. And on my Instagram, everything was just lit, like I was just living this good life, and I had everything figured out, and everyone could tell this chick is just having fun, and she's enjoying her first year of being self-employed. In fact, I even got some guys who were shooting for me the videos, and I had my first photo shoot during that particular period. And then I went to my first vacation, which was in Mombasa, and I went with Fiona and her cousin called Carmen, and it was just lit. Everything was fine, but what was happening on the ground was completely different. Like, on my IG, it was lit. On my YouTube, things were just, it was just doing everything. And yes, so that particular time I also lost my phone, the phone that I was using to shoot, like the one I usually use to vlog with. I just got spoiled and it never came back to life. The vacation that I went for was fully catered for, like everything was paid. The apartment where we were staying, it was fully paid for, and I didn't spend anything. Like, we just went with our, just like that. Everything was paid for, and I'm glad that happened, because that's the advantages of being on YouTube. Sometimes you just get these good deals, and you can't say no to these things. So when opportunity comes, you don't say no to it, you just go there running. So yeah, so that happened. So when I was coming back, of course, even before I went to Mombasa, I knew when I was coming back things were gonna be thick, but I didn't know it was going to look the way it looked that particular time. So I came back, and that time I think it was around October. Yes, The last gig that I did last year that was really, really big was the Cadbury gig. And when I was doing that project, it took my entire time. Like, I was always in the field, in their office, trying to do this, editing this, going for projects every weekend. So I didn't find enough time. Okay, that is just an excuse I'm giving, but yeah, but I didn't find enough time to go and look for other business. So when this project came to an end, it means that there was no other business that was coming in at that particular time. And I don't know what was happening in 2019 towards the end, because in my company we didn't make much money towards the end. So I was surviving, I was literally surviving on the money that I worked on, like July, August and September. So October was a bit tough. I'm sure maybe if you're watching this and you're like, you could have planned better, but anyway, let me get to the story. So when I did this job, the money didn't come immediately. Of course, I had to wait for it to come. And I had to use some of my savings to pay the guys who were working with me, and I just had to sacrifice so much. So I got to the point whereby when I came back home, it was around 10th or 11th. Yeah, 10th or 11th. So when I came back, what happened is this. My house was smelling. Lights were off, and I'd not paid the rent for my house at that particular time. So since Mimi ni Mimi, I just went straight to the main switch. I didn't even go to the watchman to find out what's happening or blah blah blah, what's wrong with my house. I knew that I switched off my lights. So I went to the main switch and just looked for my house number and then turned it on. And then I came back, the lights were back. So when I came back to the kitchen, I just started cleaning the fridge. It was around 9 p.m. by the way. I cleared everything, and I had like, I think, I love kienyeji chicken so much, and all my kienyeji chicken got spoiled. There were like 2 of them, and they were just, oh god, I felt bad. And then there were meat, there were just so many things. So for the first time in my life, I decided to boil beans and boil other stuff and like stock them in my fridge. And when I came back, they all got spoiled. So I cleared all that. There was blood all over. It was so messy. I'm just from a holiday, by the way. And that holiday, I remember the song that was singing was Party After Party. Like, it was party after party. Now this was me coming back to this house smelling like this. I had to clean everything. So I came back. I didn't have a phone. All my phones were spoiled. I could not reach, like I could not do anything, like literally anything. I could not do a thing. So I cleaned the house, slept. Yes, thank god it wasn't locked, like, you know. And it's so funny how you can be living in an apartment for over 6 years, and when you miss paying rent for just a day, then the landlord has the, I don't know if I should say audacity to come and lock your house. But I could not get that. So in the morning when I woke up, first things first, I was like, I need to fix my phone. Again, I was broke. And when I say I'm broke, I'm usually broke, like broke. And it's so sad how people can't believe I'm broke, because maybe they think, I don't know, maybe I look like money, yes, but even my relatives, they can't believe, even my friends, to make things work, even my friends, like even the guys who are behind this camera, when I tell them I'm broke, they usually don't believe that I'm broke. But yes, I was broke. So that morning I woke up, tried to pick one. I usually have like many phones that are spoiled. If you've used Samsung before, you know how Samsung just behave. So I charged that phone in the morning, tried to charge it, but the battery was just going off. So I kept on trying until it worked. So I called the person who usually fixes my phone, some guy called Mugo in town. But before I left, I also called the landlord and asked the landlord, why did you switch off my lights? I told you I was going to be away and I will sort out the bills when I get back. So the landlord was like, oh, nini, oh, we knocked, there was no one, blah, blah, blah. And then I was just mad because my food got spoiled. My kienyeji chicken got spoiled just like that. So anyway, I finished with the landlord, then finally went to Mugo. So when I left my house, I went to town. The only thing I had with me was packets of mabuyu and achari. If you've been to Mombasa, these are things that I'm sure you're familiar with. So those are the things that I had. Like, I was like, Mugo, you're going to fix my phone, but the only thing I can give you in return, I'm not gonna pay. This is what I have. I'm gonna give you 1 packet, and I'll remain with 1 packet that I will have like eat the whole day. So Mugo said it's okay, and then Mugo fixed one of the phones. So I was able to, you know, get in touch with some of the clients who owed me money before. So luckily, there was one who told me they'll see what to do by the evening on the payments when they were out of office or something like that. So I was just like, oh God, please, 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 God. So I stayed at Mugo's place. In fact, not inside Mugo's shop, but I went and sat somewhere where the watchman desk is usually at, and I sat there. But there was someone who could still katia me at that particular time. Some guy just came and approached me and was like, hey, you look pretty, and I had so many issues that day. Anyway, so this guy, my phone was going off again. So this guy told me, you can come and sit in my whatever, in my office, and charge your phone. So I went and charged my phone over there. I can't even remember this guy's name, and I didn't even ask for his number, and he didn't even ask for my number, so thank God. So yeah, so I charged my phone, and then later I went to Mugo again. I stayed there for like, I think 4 hours. So I went to Mugo again and was like, hey Mugo, is there any hope about this phone? And then Mugo's like, no, there is no hope. I don't know what you can do, but I'll give it to someone else. So I was like, okay, it's getting late. Let me go home. Again, I didn't want to come back home because I didn't want to be alone on that particular day. So I called one of my very close friends and I asked, is there anyone at home? And then she told me, yeah. So I decided to go all the way to her place. So I stayed there. I was just editing my videos, the ones that I shot in Mombasa. And then boom, around 6:30, that one of the clients called me and told me that, hey, I'm going to the office right now. If you can come, I can give you half the balance. I was like, thank you, Jesus. I am going to get this money. Because that day, when I spoke to the landlord was like, if you don't pay money today, I will lock your house. So I was like, okay, I need to get this money and I need to sort these things before my house is locked. So I left the place where I was and then went straight to the client. Very late in the evening, there was traffic. It was around 8:30 by the time I was getting to the clients. Yes, I was so desperate. I needed that particular money. So anyway, I got it and I went and sorted my rent straight away. So when I came back home, I don't know if the landlord didn't see the money or what happened, but when I came back home, I found when my door was locked. So that one was like, oh God. For the first time in my many years, I've been living alone and paying my bills since 2009. And my house have never been locked, like never in my life. So it was the first time when I started my business, when I decided to go solo and just boss up. That's when my house was locked. So I was like, oh God, what am I gonna do? So I went to where the soldier usually sits at the gate, and I told the soldier, hey, what's up? My house is locked. Is there a way you can open it for me? Then the guy was like, yeah. So I called the landlord and I was very furious. I'm like, it's not even midnight. We're still within the day that I said I was gonna pay the rent. How comes you guys locked my house? Haven't you seen the message? The guy was like, oh, I'm sorry, my phone was away. But yeah, I'm sending someone to come and sort you out. Guys, I sat over there for like an hour waiting for someone to come and open that key that was on my door. Finally, it was open, and then I got inside my house. I was like, you know what, God? I am actually happy. I am happy that this house was locked. I am happy that I've gone through this because it's part of my journey. Like, I sat and just looking back, I think 2019, I was broke most of the time because I was trying to get things in order, like for my company. The things that maybe you go to a client and then they're telling you to do this, so meaning you have to purchase it. So money comes and then it goes and buy something else and invest in the company. So money kept on coming and I kept on buying things and just doing things, getting the right things for the company. And I was broke in 2019, but I can say I will not trade that year with any other year. If I was to go back and those things are going to happen, I would still take them in the way they came because I was happily broke. Like, in my past life when I was employed, I used to be broke and bitter. But 2019, I was happily broke. You are broke, but you're at peace. Even that trip, my first vacation, I went for it and I was broke, but it was one of the best trip I've ever had. It was one of my best vacations so far. Like, I was at peace. Like, I was peaceful with everything that was happening in my life. And lesson that you need to carry from this story is that sometimes things get thick, but you just have to tell yourself that the situation that you're in is not permanent and things will just work out eventually. So that is what happened to me last year, and I don't think I'll ever get to that particular point. And if I get, at least I know how to tackle things and I know how to approach things now because I'm a better person, and I believe I'm getting my money situation and money handling in order. Like, I'm getting my finances in order the moment I brought in my accountant. And yeah, so that's it for today. That's the story. If you liked it, thumbs up. And if there's any lesson that life has taught you that you feel you can share with me, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. And until next time when you're gonna tell stories, kisses. Oh wait, please remember to subscribe so that you can get more about these things that are happening to me. It's only in Storytime where I get to become more emotional, I think. And the fact that you guys are my YouTube family, we have to treat you like family. We get to fight, we get to cry together, we get to eat together, and we get to, you know, just do everything together. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next time.
It's not the end, you're gonna be okay.